Excel Chapter 2, pages 71 to 77. I'm going to assume that you've already read the beginning of this chapter, and at the top of page 71, you've opened the file that was provided to you for Tutorial 2 called Sales, done a file save as, and named it as Sales Report. If you haven't done that, pause right now and go do it. Okay, at the bottom of page 71, to format the company name and slogan in the documentation sheet. In the documentation sheet, which is where we are right here, select cell A1. Remember, Control Home will get you to A1. On the Home tab in the Font group, click the Font button arrow to display a gallery of fonts available on your computer. Each name is displayed in its corresponding font. When you point to a font in the gallery, Live Preview shows you how the text in the selected cells will look with that font. The first two fonts are a theme font for headings and body text, Calibri Light and Calibri. So on your Home tab, in the Font group, in the Font box, you hit the down pointing arrow. And as you touch these, do you notice how it's changing over there? That's called Live Preview. Take a look at, these are the theme fonts, and this is all fonts. Okay, and again, this is on a nice big slider. You can scroll down, and they're in alphabetical order. If you want one and you don't want to scroll all the way to it, you can start typing in the name like Times New Roman, which we obviously know, and you can select that one. All right, turn to page 72 and let's go on. So it's going to tell you to point to Algerian and watch your live preview and see how it looks. And again, you can sit here and point at any of these and see. It's just nice because you don't actually have to select them, go into your document and see what it looks like. You can tell just by sitting right here and touching them. All right, we are going to actually select, we're on step 5 now, click Calibri Light. Step 6, in the font group, click the font size button arrow to display a list of font sizes and then click 26. All right, Home tab, Font group, font size button arrow. Again, you can see all of the fonts are listed here, the sizes. However, you can type in any size you want. So you'll notice there's odd numbers until you hit 12. After 12, there's no odd numbers. If you wanted an odd number, you would type it in and press your Enter key. Okay, you could type in 150 if you want, 200, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want, if you don't see on the list, type it in and press your Enter key. But we just want 26. And again, your live preview shows you exactly how it's going to look. And please notice that the cell is expanding to accommodate it. Now, we made it Calibri Light, we made it 26. Step 7 says we want to make it bold. So in the font group, click the bold button. And the keyboard command is Control B, and that's a really good one to know. But the book has us go to Home, Font, Bold. That's a toggle switch, so it's either on or it's off. Okay, like a light switch, it's either on or off. That's what a toggle switch does. So right now it's toggled on. You can tell it's toggled on because it's illuminated in green. The ones that are still on toggled off are not illuminated. All right, step 8. Click cell A2, which says big flavor, small price. Step 9, we want to make this a 10-point font, right? And we want to make it italics. Step 11, select the range A4 to A6. Press your keyboard command Control, B as in bold. Remember, you have to hold that Control key down, press the B, and let go of the B, then the Control key. Select A7 to deselect, so just deselect. All right, so you did your first little bit of font formatting, pretty simple so far. Go ahead and read page 73 about font colors, particularly paying attention to theme colors and standard colors. Know how many standard colors there are and what the difference is between the two. At the top of page 74, read the blue box about creating custom colors. And when you have all that done, we're going to slide right down on 74 to change the company name and slogan font color. Select the range A1 to A2. On the Home tab in the Font group, click the Font Color button arrow to display the gallery of theme and standard fonts. So on the Home tab in the Font group, the Font Color button arrow. Now you can see theme colors, you can see standard colors, and you can see more colors. we want to point to the red color, which is the second color in the standard colors section. The color name appears in a screen tip and you see it in live preview. So standard colors, second one is red. Take a look at your live preview and click. Top of page 75, please read formatting text selections. To format part of the company slogan, double-click cell A2. Now remember what happens when you double-click and you pop into edit mode. Drag the pointer over the phrase big flavor. Okay, when you do that, and it's not being happy with me right now, you get this mini toolbar. And if you saw that didn't work for me the first time, just deselect and try it again, okay? So, the mini toolbar appears above the selected text with buttons to change the font size, style, and color. Step 3. On the mini toolbar, click the font size button arrow and select 14. So this is literally just a miniature of what we had up on the Home tab in our font group. So select 14 and then deselect, and you can see that you can go into one cell and you can format part of the font one way and part of the font another. All right, flip the page. 76, working with fill colors and backgrounds. Read all of that. Make sure that you read the insight in the blue box. It's very important that you understand what fill colors can do to enhance your worksheet, but they can also do some really bad things if you don't know what you're doing. So please make sure you read all of that. And then let's do to change the fill and font color in the documentation worksheet. Select the range A4 to A6. On the Home tab in the font group, click the fill color button arrow and then click the red color, which is the second color in the standard color section. Okay, on the Home tab in the font group, the little paint bucket is our fill color, and they want the down pointing arrow next to it, the fill color button arrow. And we want in our standard colors the second color, which is red, which we just used a minute ago in our text. Now, as you can see, that would not be a good thing in a spreadsheet the way it looks right now. So let's move on to step 3. In the font group, click the font color button arrow and select white background 1 color in the theme colors. Okay, so Home tab, font group, our font color button arrow, and you're going to touch it and it's going to light up with a screen tip. That's white background 1. Step 4, select the range B4 to B6. Format the cells with a red font and a white background. Okay, so we want a red font and we want a white background. So that's the opposite of this one. Increase the width of column B to 30 characters and then wrap the text in the selected range. Okay, so in column B, we want to increase our width to 30, correct? And you know that you can go through your cells group on the format button to do that. And then we want to wrap the text in B4 to B6. So in our Home tab, alignment group, wrap text. On the top of page 77, select the range A4 to B6. So A4 to B6. Add borders all the way around each of the cells. Do you remember how to do that? Home tab. In your font group, you have this bottom borders, which is what's looking right now on your borders button. You hit the down pointing arrow to select all borders. Please remember that it retains your last selection, so the next time we go to use it, now this button is the all borders button. Deselect. Go ahead and save. Okay, just read the little paragraph on page 77 about adding a background image. And one of the things I want to stress in there, it's very important that you remember this, background images are visible only on the screen. They do not print. Again, the background images that we're going to put in are visible on the screen, but they don't print. print. I get asked this constantly in class. Okay, please know that background images don't print. All right, to add a background image to the documentation sheet, on the ribbon, click the Page Layout tab to display the page layout options. Okay, so we're still in our documentation tab. We're going to go to Page Layout. Here's the Page Setup group, and we're going to click the Background button. Okay, Page Layout, Page Setup group, Background. The Insert Pictures dialog box opens with options to select a picture from a file. Select Office.com, Clip Art, or perform a Bing image search. What we're going to do is we're going to click the Browse button next to the From a File label, and the Sheet Background dialog box opens. See right here? It says From a File, Browse. Click it. Now, I'm going to pause and navigate to my folder that has the files from our textbook, and you need to do the same thing. Okay, so when you've navigated to your flash drive or wherever you have your files saved, okay, we are in Excel, Chapter 2. Here's the tutorial, and when you double click it, you're going to see the background file. You double click your background file, and it inserts it. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Now, this is for visual purposes on the screen. It kind of adds visual interest, and sometimes it helps you to be able to read or see certain data. But please do remember, it doesn't print. All right, we're going to stop here and move on to the next video. Please make sure that you save your work.